All right. I think I did okay there. We are ready for the next run. I'm excited for this. We have TAS. We have Sonic Heroes TAS. This is going to be so good. All right. Take it away, friends.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sonic Heroes Tool-Assisted Speedrun Showcase. First things first, let's introduce ourselves. My name's Malleo, and I made this TAS alongside our co-author.
Hello, everyone. I'm Untitled. I'm the co-author of this TAS.
And we have our two commentators with us.
I am JustLemres.
Hello, I'm CriticalCyd.
So this is actually the only tool-assisted speedrun being shown off at this Games Done Quick event. So I first just want to take a second to explain what a TAS is if you're not familiar. So look, nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes in speedruns. We're only human. But what if you weren't? Or at least, what would it look like if you didn't make mistakes? What if you weren't limited to your reaction time, could press inputs as fast and as precisely as you wanted? That's what TASes try to demonstrate and answer. TASes are just a demonstration of what it would look like to play the game as fast as theoretically possible. And this is done by slowing down the game in an emulator, using save states to rewind time, and sometimes using scripts to automate input sequences. One important distinction to make, TASes are not competing against human speedruns and are not meant to be compared to them. But to learn more about TASes, you can visit tasvideos.org. In essence, it's just for showcasing what the theoretical limit to a speedrun could be. I may be biased, but I think that this is going to be one heck of a showcase because of how fast-paced this TAS is. However, this TAS is so fast-paced that I'd actually like to warn viewers who are susceptible to motion sickness or are photosensitive. That being said, lastly, if you do miss the run, an encode for this is available on YouTube from both my channel and Tally's channels. You can just search for Sonic Heroes TAS and you'll find us. So with that all out of the way, are you three ready to get started?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
All good.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's blast through with Sonic speed.
Yeah. And once the first stage starts loading up, we'll have Tally's start to explain one of the first tricks that you'll see throughout the entirety of the run.
Yeah. So, a very basic mechanic of this game is switching characters. There are speed characters, which in Team Sonic is Sonic himself. There is the flying character Tails and the power character Knuckles. And we normally want to build speed with Sonic by using his kick ability, but his kick ability has a lot of cooldown. But we can avoid this cooldown by switching to Tails and back to Sonic. And that's what we're gonna use throughout the whole run to build up speed. And in conjunction, by combining that with Knuckles Triangle Dive, we can extend the speed by crossing large gaps, such as to skip this bobsled trigger right now. We are currently running in an area that we are not supposed to. And back there, you also saw a manipulation of the loop speed. By homing attack near the ledge of the loop, we could exploit the automated section by extending the homing attack to a larger distance. So as we progress to the later part of the stage, we'll notice that we will not skip this second bobsled. That's because the collision floor right here is actually not solid. Because in the first one, there are other teams that could run in that area, but that not happens with this section. And right here, we'll abuse loop speed once again to finish the stage.
That is one of the wackiest looking tricks. That and
Yeah.
kick excelling, those two are my favorite mechanics in this. We'll see another mechanic in the next stage that I think beats these ones.
So welcome to
probably the
Sonic
most
Heroes
broken one.
TASing.
Yeah.
Welcome to Sonic Heroes.
And we only got a C for that, unfortunately. You'll see that throughout the rest of the TAS. It doesn't always give us the best rating.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I think with
because
this game-
rating... sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, because the reason for this game, its rating system is based off of how many enemies you destroy, how many rings you collect, and how good you do on the stage. If you do just time, you're going to get about as average as you'd expect because you did none of the other things you need to do.
Yep, exactly. Right here, we did once again a loop speed to cross a large gap, and we had enough speed to bypass a door. We're gonna do this again right here, basically by keeping this large speed that we have, we can easily go through all those doors by switching to tails in a very specific location. Right here we will see a very common trick in this task called the bop boost. Basically by making Sonic detach from the flight formation of tails, and by placing a wall between Tails and Sonic, we can manipulate the game to try to make Sonic reach Tails so quickly that we end up blazing through the stage in whatever direction the wall is. So we use that to skip the last portion of the stage.
To put it into perspective, that trick normally, when a human does it, takes you to about the end of the turtle section, give or take, with Team Sonic. So that kind of happened by freak accident, where it just completely ended up in the rock chase.
Yeah. In Egg Hawk, you might have noticed that we killed the boss very quickly. That's because we managed to get Tails or Sonic stuck in Eggman's hitbox while we punched with Knuckles. That's actually kind of consistent in real time, but we kind of got lucky to get this in the run itself. So,
yeah, what Revo, what another runner of this game, Revo, looked into about it. Apparently, it's like when you fire dunk on a certain frame when you attack him, it just does like colossal damage to Eggman, and that can actually be done RTA if you know the frame of when to attack. And we managed to find that by accident in the test.
Yeah, that turned out incredible. So to start off Grand Metropolis, once we gain control here, we can use something called the light dash cancel. So if you're near a ring with Sonic, you can press B. He'll start dashing towards the ring at an instant speed of 15 units per frame. And if you swap to Tails, it doesn't reduce Sonic's speed, so we can instantly jump to 15 units per frame and then keep kicking. And for reference, that's about half of the game's speed cap. You saw we got level 1 Sonic by passing over top of the checkpoint. And level 2 Sonic there. We're actually going to try to get level 3 Sonic because he's going to activate poles a little bit faster by just dashing in the air and not using his tornado ability. And as you saw back there and here as well, we can use some bop boosts just to get ourselves through the stage a little bit faster.
The fact that they are clipping through all of these doors, by the way, it just shows just how crazy the amount of speed that you can build with this TAS technique is, because these are not usually doors we clip through. They're very hard to get enough speed to clip through.
Sorry for that camera back there. That's one area in particular where the camera is really irritating. And this
bop.
We bop boost again, but when we get to the end, for some reason, I think that wall being there near the goal ring, when we collide with the wall, it redirects all of our forward speed into downward speed, so we fall at the speed cap instantaneously. We never got that to happen in any other stage, for whatever reason, but cool. I guess we'll take it on this stage.
This TAS is just full of happy accidents. I love it.
yeah.
And I love the doors in these two stages because like every door in this game in each zone has like their own amount of hitboxes, with these stages having some of the worst ones, and just seeing them all get clipped through just feels so good.
The gimmick for this stage, you'll see sometimes we have to kill enemies in order for these I don't know what you call them, the holographic like paths going
gates.
upwards.
Just gates.
I'm sorry?
I just call them gates.
Okay. Yeah, we have to open up the gates by killing some of the enemies here. And yeah, so sometimes like that, we have enough speed just pass straight through a normally solid barrier. And we're going to start heading over to the first of 2 auto-scroller sections in this stage. So we're just going to fool around, show off some pony mechanics, things like that. Hang off the side of the elevator, why not? We got no time to waste. We just have to stay on for, 20 seconds or so.
Basically, the only important thing on the elevator is that you kill the enemies in time. And to do that, he gets level 2 Tails earlier on in the stage. At level 2, Tails' attack, the Thunder Shoot, starts to do damage. Normally it doesn't. And at level 1, it actually bounces to other enemies as well, instead of stunning your character. So with that, he could just easily destroy the enemies before the elevator stops. Also, the fact that you can still manage to abuse Knuckles' glide and all of the speed so much in this very vertical stage is crazy.
And another elevator.
Another elevator. So I think maybe some donations during the elevator. Not a lot of downtime, so maybe now.
All right. I think I got a few for you here.
Hang on, we got a desync, I think.
Oh no, we're good. We're good.
No, we're good.
Oh, we're good.
You can continue.
Okay. I'll trust you on it. Let's take a $1,000 donation we've got here from LHC. Taz Hype! I also have a $50 donation from Elegant Fugue. Shoutouts to the marble with the screaming Tazbot inside it. And $100 from Ziggy Bull, donating during the Sonic Heroes TAS because I still think this game's soundtrack is a jam.
Oh yeah.
So we're
So then
getting near the end of the stage here. It's just a little bit of vertical climbing again. You'll also see when we get to the very top and we go off of the last spring, we actually don't gain height afterwards. We actually stick to the floor somehow. We'll see it right here. That saves maybe like a third of a second. I forget.
Yeah, roughly about that.
It has something to do with the floor's collision, I believe. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But
It's a very odd formality of like a one-sided collision,
yeah.
from what I know.
All right, so every other boss in this game, if you're not aware, it alternates between an Eggman fight and a team fight. Team being like referring to either Team Dark, Team Rose, Team Chaotix, the other characters that you can play as in the game. So for this boss, we're going to be fighting Team Rose, and make sure you don't blink because the fight's already over. So. So we can just thunder shoot with Tails that stuns all of them, knocks them back. And then I think we used Sonic's tornado ability to stun them, and then they just plummet downward. Fun fact too, in some versions of the game, I know the US version does this, and I think the Japanese version too. If you stand still and don't press any button on the controller, you'll win the fight automatically. They will fall off on their own.
That's the PAL version.
Oh, it's PAL. Okay.
Yeah.
It happens on all of them, but on PAL it's the fastest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
On American, I think it's like 30 seconds, and JP, it's like 35, I think.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah. So these next two stages are based on pinball tables, and one important thing about the tables is that when you switch characters while on a pinball table, you actually snap to the other character's position. So if we manipulate Tails to get slingshot to the top of the stage while we switch to him, and we can do this by punching and doing Knuckles' abilities to slingshot Tails, we can basically skip large portions of the stage by going over the top of the level.
Yeah, good luck explaining everything that happened in that stage and the amount of time it takes.
Yeah, it's a bit tough, isn't it?
It's a lot.
Honestly, even a long-winded explanation still isn't enough time.
Ooh.
I will say we have better explanations on YouTube if anybody wants some more clarification on things we're doing in here.
Yeah, we also have the TAS video submission, so if you want more details on those tricks, I think that's a good source. So as we progress through Bingo Highway, you see another pinball table where we are gonna do a very similar trick, but instead of going up with Tails, we want him to go down. So we let him fall by the side of the pinball table by triangle diving with Knuckles, and we're just waiting and moving Tails as we hit the spring over and over again. So when we get to switch to Tails by doing this punch with Knuckles, we'll get right here, which conveniently He's pretty close to the end of the stage.
Yeah, he's pretty much
Well,
in
we
the
have to
sky
fall
right
for a
now
while.
and landing all
Yeah.
the way to the goal ring because the stage is a very downward stage because, I mean, it's a pinball stage. And you're pretty much landing all the way to where the goal ring is.
Yeah, the funny thing is, this is
Yep.
actually a strategy that we have similar stuff of things we can do like as human, but they still manage to like get like another extra 30 seconds off of it just by being able to have perfect positions, dodge all of the kill planes, use this faster falling state of Tails. It's pretty crazy.
And to end it, we get a bingo too, because why not? Might as well.
Two rounds
Two
of
bingos,
bingo
in
unless you
fact.
get a bingo.
Good
Exactly.
measure, I know.
Crazy.
Yeah, that is definitely one of the weirder mechanics in this game. And sadly,
Yeah.
we won't see it later because this is the only instance where we had those pinball tables.
Yeah, it's pretty cool that every few stages have different mechanics, so we can show off a lot of different things throughout the run.
Yeah, each zone has each need. Oh wait, yeah, this too.
Oh yeah, this cutscene seems normal.
Yeah,
Just a regular cutscene.
It's fine.
You know?
Yeah,
Everything's fine.
Why not have some fun while you can?
yep. So while the cutscene loads, there's actually one frame where you can action an input. So if you kick in that one frame, you can gain control during the cutscene. And that effect of the floating heads happens because the heads are detached from the rest of the body.
Yeah, they have two different models. Their game model and their cutscene model, and the cutscene models are set to be in those positions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As
And
for
for
the
the
actual
boss-
Yep, there you go.
yeah.
Go ahead.
We have to manipulate the level ups that we get from the enemies, because we need level 2 Tails and level 3 Knuckles to kill enemies faster. So we manipulated the level up drops from the other enemies, so the next waves are as quick as possible.
Yeah, with the level ups, there's like a couple of ways where you can get them. Previously, we've just been getting them by fixed methods, like pickups throughout the stage and hitting a checkpoint in a certain formation, which will give you a level up. In this stage, we only have enemies, so the only way to get level ups is to defeat 5 enemies, then a level up will drop for one of the 2 formations that you're not in when you destroy it. And since it's a task, we could just manipulate to get perfect luck. So, easy peasy.
Yep.
I say we. I didn't do anything. This is all Malleo and Talise.
Yeah.
I'm just here enjoying it.
It's okay, we're supervisors.
Sure.
I don't know,
yeah.
Tails. How do you feel about this?
Robots is the same as breaking them.
We still have no clue what that means. We think that's a localization issue. I have no idea what that metaphor is supposed to mean.
I actually checked
Yeah.
before the run. Because he usually says, building robots is hard, but so is breaking them. That's what he's meaning to say.
Okay, that makes more sense.
All right.
So
So
Yeah, go
while
ahead.
the previous stages mechanics were pinball tables, in these 2 next stages, the main mechanic is rails. So to speed up on rails, we switch back and forth from Sonic and Knuckles instead of Sonic and Tails, but it's very similar to CriticalCyd. And right here we set up a very nice bop boost, because right as we land from it, we get in a very nice position to set up for a second bop boost with these
without
enemies
even landing. Yeah.
without even landing. And that brings us right above the goal ring.
It doesn't matter how many times I see that setup. It's disgusting. It is gross. It's
It really
illegal.
is.
It's just,
No, I-
illegal,
I,
yeah.
I completely understand.
oh, that's such a good setup. Yeah, bop boosting from here on out gets it's getting
It
even
gets
more
crazier.
powerful.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right.
As the stages
It's
get
amazing.
bigger, the more we can make use of bot boosts.
And the more time we spend falling.
That
I
is.
just want to say how much I love these tasks. These bot boost tasks have inspired a bunch of RTA runners to find new ones ever since we've showcased this, because there has been a lot more showings of bot boost ever since a lot of these.
Well,
And it's really nice
including
to
you
have them
for this
RTA now.
upcoming stage.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I was about to say that this is a very nice example of that. Uh,
I guess
we're
I can
gonna
give context for this one if you want. So this stage has each section in chunks, and they go to the right of where we are. And I had thought, okay, let's try skipping to the next area and save a few seconds. We actually surpassed where we were going to go. We actually just go straight to the end of the stage. We go from a regular bot boost, and oh, whoopsie doopsie, we ended up finding one that saves over like 2.5 to 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's really crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. The only thing about this stage is that that last cannon is cycle based, so we're not able to save any time there unless we get to an earlier cycle, which is, I would say, unlikely, but knowing this game, I think it could happen.
I think you'd
It's a
have
handful
to
of
find
seconds,
fast,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like 2 seconds, yeah.
Yeah.
You'd have to find a faster way to get to the robot, I think, because setting up the robot just takes time. The robot ain't gonna move faster for you.
Yeah, that's true.
But my reaction when I found how close I was to the end, I was like,
Sonic, look!
oh, hello.
Hello.
I still remember when we freaked out when we found the Ocean Palace bot boost and got it all the way to
Oh
the
my
end.
god.
Dude, that was so good, yeah. So this box, Egg Albatross, has 3 phases. We use Knuckles to kill all of them, but we set up different tricks for each phase. In the second phase, we had to manipulate the boss so Sonic would go back to us after we punched with Knuckles. So we got a very fast kill with all these tricks.
Eggman, you'll never
I
beat
I
us.
strive to try to do that body phase RTA sometimes. I really wish you could make it that easy.
It's
Like, it
really
can be
difficult.
that
When we
easy,
were working
but
on it, I
God.
remember that taking a while to get down.
Yeah.
All right, so you're not going to want to blink here. So right off the bat, we're going to do a light dash cancel to instantly jump our speed again up to 15 units per frame.
Got it.
And then, yeah, we're going to use loop speed here. And this is going to take us a little bit further on the stage, and we're going to chain this into a bot boost. And now we're falling to the goal ring.
And remember Rock Canyon? This is basically his friend. They're very similar.
One donation while we fall, maybe? Something like that?
Yeah, I think I can manage that. Let's take a $10,000 donation we've got in from the Yeti.
Ooh.
Ow.
Hey.
Hey, y'all, Yeti here. I love me some TAS runs. Leave it to robots to break games with maximum efficiency. Sonic Heroes! We wanted to take a second and give a huge shout out to all of the incredible artists who helped us out for this event. Drew, Mark, Kevin, Mikoto, Jenny, Byron, Logan, Tiffany, Jamie, Sam, JMV, Zone, Chris, Natasha, Miski, and LLK. Thanks for sharing your craft.
All right.
Yeah, so sorry, I meant to say this on this stage instead of the last one. Light dash cancel right here. Now we instantly jump speed. And we're going to keep making sure we use uneven collision to gain height. We can use loop speed here to land very, very precisely right on the edge of the last floating platform there. That took us several days to do. That was really, really
That took a while. That took a while.
And we're going to
It
keep
looks
bouncing
so
around,
good.
trying to maintain height as we glide to conserve speed.
The movement in this stage is so beautiful.
Yeah.
I know.
Bot boost.
Oh yeah, the next leg.
Number 1 there. And we can chain that into a second bot boost. And, okay, now we're getting chased by an alligator. So we gotta run away. So I'm not sure if that bot boost is RTA, but I think at the time, this was kind of like a new discovery. We didn't expect to be able to get around some of the invisible walls that are in that area. But yeah, we were able to skip about like halfway through the alligator section.
Yeah, another very interesting thing about that last bot boost is that we always believed that we could only get bot boost from the ground as we landed from a flight, but we actually managed to get that bot boost set up while in the air. So that was a very interesting find as well.
All right, so if you remember the order, right, alternating Eggman fights and team fights. We have another team fight here, and it's gonna go about the same way. So don't blink.
What was with that hedgehog that looked like my twin?
Alright, let's start. Okay, bye. Bye, Team Dark. See ya.
Seen in a while.
So we just thunder shoot with tails that knocks him back, and that's about it. And then just to look cool, we fall into the water, such that we get credit for completing the boss fight 1 frame before we would have died in the water, I believe. So, why
Like it's
not?
time neutral.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, so Hang Castle. I would say that this is like one of my favorite stages of this run. It's so good. So we'll start building speed as normal with light speed cancel and kick axles, and in this stage we have to go through a lot of teleporters. It is, although it might be possible to skip some of the teleporters, it is kind of hard because they usually move you to a very far portion of the stage instead of flipping the stage upside down. So there's not much we can do, at least in the start of the stage. But as we progress to later parts of the level, we can abuse that the stage is more closed, and we can skip to a later teleporter. And we'll build up speed with Tails and Sonic once again to set up another pop boost, and proceed to the end section of the stage.
God, the second up off boost was good for me.
Yeah.
Don't blink at the end here either.
Oh yeah, do not blink.
You're gonna
Oh,
see the
yeah.
goal
You
ring
know
for a
it's
total
so
of
good.
4
One
frames,
miss.
I believe. I hope you caught those 4 frames.
Did you see it?
I caught one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that last section is another section with happy accidents, because we got to clip through one of those small slopes that exist during our path, but somehow we did not manage to clip through the other ones, even though we tried like brute forcing a lot of inputs. So, well, at least we got one, I guess.
Saved a little bit of time, so yeah, take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd
So
say
here's
One of my
music
favorite
mention.
stages.
I have things to say about the stage, because this is an inside
Yeah.
stage. You're inside a mansion. There should not be pop boosts here. This should not happen.
Can't stop us.
I am upset. But yeah, they sure did manage to find a pop boost off of the ghost.
Luigi-
They did great.
Luigi's Mansion TAS is a lot different than I remember.
Yeah, and that skips like a bobsled, many teleporters, and we even managed to go through Team Dark section of the stage and hit the bobsled trigger from below instead of from the normal Team Sonic's path. But now we merged our normal path again.
Yeah, it's interesting how they kind of kept the object layout for Team Dark section and Team Sonic when most areas in the game don't really have that. So it's really nice that that's there because it saves you time.
Yep.
You're not supposed to be in that area, but I mean, we're tasters. We make the rules, you know. So we felt like going there, so we
Exactly.
made it happen.
Absolutely beautiful.
Level up.
And right after this bobsled, we're gonna use Knuckles to kill all these 3 enemies very quickly to release the teleporter, and proceed to the last section of the stage, where we're gonna do a unique trick to clip through this cage with Knuckles fireballs, because Knuckles fireballs have a kind of unique collision box where it tries to push the characters away from the ball itself, so we could use that to get pushed inside the teleporter cage, and that skips like a very large portion of that aiming section.
Yeah, because basically the fireballs are like also not only pushing you through the box, but also pushes the orb out, so it kind of lets you hit it.
Trying to stop
Also,
Yeah.
another completely normal cutscene here.
Yep. Yeah,
Pineapples.
same thing as Robot Cannon Roll.
I think that cutscene
Because why not?
that's my favorite. I like that more than the Robot Carnival one, personally.
Yeah, Sonic
do
running like that's
appreciate-
so good.
Yeah.
I do
Eggman gets
appreciate
mad at the
Knuckles
end.
just looking into your eyes like that.
Yeah, so right here we also have to manipulate our level ups, just like Robot Carnival. Here we actually need level 2 Sonic because of these gold turtles. And after that we're gonna get level 2 Tails and level 3 Knuckles for the next waves. And killing those gold turtles with level 2 Sonic is actually very precise, like way more precise than it looks like.
Yeah, you should not normally ever like do that.
Yeah.
Like if you have level 3, sure, then the wind physics flip the turtle and after that destroy it, sure. But level 2, you have to hit it right on the head. Oh yeah. We can click
Also-
through these cages, by the way, if we wanted to. It just doesn't spawn the next robot wave. So.
Yeah, that's what I was going to mention.
Yeah.
You can clip through, but you're soft locked unless you die.
The phases don't progress unless you defeat all the enemies in said cycles. So if you just go through, well, have fun over here. Because if you could just clip through everything and to get to the end, this boss would be like 20, 30 seconds.
The mechanic here that hasn't really shown up before is the Team Blast, and the Team Blast insta-kills everything. However, usually, since it's a task, we kill stuff way faster than the Team Blast would be able to. This is a pretty long animation. In that particular phase, however, the robots just kind of gradually fall, and by the time the Team Blast ends, it's exactly the right timing, where it just is. And then there's this. This is like the cooldown effect of the Team Blast, where Sonic has his lightspeed attack, where he also instantly kills everything. And I love that strat, and it turns out to actually be faster RTA as well. As long as
And
Sonic cooperates.
you saw at the end there too, if you triple punch with Knuckles and he slams the ground, it actually shakes the cutscene that Eggman's in. So it's a funny little effect that we got to keep in.
I love that.
Trying to shake him out of his
Very bright
of his seat.
move for a
Yeah.
genius.
All right. So remember how we said that bot boosts are going to keep getting crazier and crazier later in the run? You're going to start seeing that if it wasn't apparent yet. Right when you see the intro of this stage, maybe you'll get an idea of why exactly that is. Gimmick of this stage is there's going to be a bunch of floating airships. We're going to have to progress from one to the other, reach 2 battleships and blow them up, and then that completes the stage. So, yeah, everything's in the open air, and that leaves a lot of interesting possibilities for bosses. So the only question is when are we going to do the first one? And the answer is right when we start falling here. There's a
Literally
cannon,
our first interaction.
and we're going to intentionally get shot by the cannon, run into the fireball, and that sets up a bot boost. So I think we skip maybe 1 or 2 ships. I'm not sure. Just get to the end of the one ship.
Yeah.
Chain that into another bot boost, and now this was very, very precise. We had to time everything correctly, and we could just barely land back up by the propeller, which takes us into an auto scroller section.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we'll make
it
our way
actually
towards the next
took us-
battleship.
Yeah, it actually took us like way longer than I expected to get that second bot boost to work, but
Oh,
it
yeah.
was very satisfying when it actually did.
They have to do like a very, very specific flight trick there as well, to like where Tails goes wee and he boosts upwards. But
Yeah.
if you just kind of like do that right as the meter runs out, then you get like a really big boost from it. And without that, yeah, they would not have made it. Nice kickoff of the propeller there, by the way. Ooh, these bounces.
Nice use of uneven collision, just bounce right off that, skip very, very large section. of
That's
the
so
ship.
satisfying.
I forgot that
So
happened.
good.
That's one battleship blown up. We got to do one more, and then that's the end of the stage. We actually haven't seen this mechanic yet. These giant fans. This is where you're supposed to use Knuckles' triangle dive ability, I believe it's called.
Yeah.
'Cause you can build height with it, but I'm pretty sure this is like the first time we've seen it. That's the normal intended way to use that ability. And right after that, why not? Let's do another bot boost.
Just light
right
dash
under the
into
goal
it.
ring.
Yeah,
Oh,
right
light
above
dash
the goal
into
ring.
it.
Oh, you're right.
Now, one interesting thing I want to point out is that when the cutscene starts, there's a certain frame where you can use Team Blast, and if you do so, it cuts off the in-game timer 2 seconds early, and as a result, the entire stage goes black. Some collision is still there. So technically, you can do this on the first battleship, but I believe there's certain things missing that prevent you from actually traversing through the rest.
You can't use the action button, basically. You can't thundershoot. You also can't fly, I believe, with tails. You can just jump.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah. Very, very strange.
Also, fans don't actually, like, blow upwards. They're just kind of like floors.
Okay. So, you know, continuing the theme of very, like, open-air stages, this one's going to see a lot of bot boosts. Start one right off here. This just saves a couple seconds from, you know, dashing from platform to platform. Instead of using these rails here, we're actually just going to, rails and poles, we're just going to fly with tails. Head down here, and you guessed it, we're going to use a cannon to set up another bot boost. And we're going to fall for a little bit. And, I mean, you can see just from what you saw below, this entire stage is it's going down vertically, but it's all in a straight line. So we only have to keep bot boosting in one direction. And so long as we do that, we keep getting closer to the goal ring.
Yeah, it's like if you were sad we couldn't do bot boost in Power Plant, I think Final Fortress and Exley kind of make up for it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We're not quite at the goal ring yet, so let's do another bot boost. And here we actually got 2 walls in between Tails and Sonic. We had 1 wall in between them, and then I went further and we got another wall in between them, and that actually caused us to extend our bot boost out a little bit further. So normally you wouldn't be able to reach the goal ring by just doing a normal bot boost there. But since we managed to get a lot more distance, we are able to just land on top of the goal ring now. And normally there's an animation that happens where you blow up the Eggman head here, but you can just fall right through it. Nobody thought
it has no
that you'd
collision.
have to program collision there.
Why bother? We're not supposed to get there ever.
Well, it won't happen. Nobody's going to find a way to break this game.
Yeah.
now.
Exactly.
No problem.
Unbreakable game.
And we got a D, even though we absolutely blazed through that run. So, oh well. So we're approaching the last boss now for the Team Sonic piece of the game. Right off the bat, we want to set up a certain attack technique for this boss, and we're going to do that by leveling Tails up to level 2. We're going to do that first by dashing forward, have one of our characters go off the ramp and grab one of the balloons that has the Tails level up in it. We're going to turn back around, get another level up for Tails, and then we'll end up attacking Egg Emperor by using Tails' Thunder Shoot ability to send Sonic and Knuckles towards Egg Emperor. They will lock onto him and stay there even if we don't press anything. So while that's happening, we can actually end input early and fall to our death. The death cutscene is interrupted by the boss end screen. So yeah, this was just a nice way. The way that task timing works, it's from first input up until final input. And time can be now. Sorry, I didn't give much of a heads up for that. Yeah, so since task timing ends on last input, we were able to cut time off a lot earlier than you normally would be able to. One other thing, just for a little bit of the lore, I guess. If you notice, all the Eggman fights, Egg, Hawk, Egg, Albatross, they're both animals, right? Hawk, Albatross.
Don't say it.
Egg Emperor is supposed to be an Emperor Penguin.
Nope.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
Never knew that.
Nope.
I think it's
I mean, he
probably
has the
never
whiskers
unsee
on.
that.
He's got the whiskers.
Yeah.
Nope, I'm in denial. It's not a penguin.
I think it is. So
Amber, you will never able to be to convince me that it's a penguin. No.
That's why he doesn't fly. He just floats.
So yeah, that was Sonic Heroes. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you understand that maybe I was biased, but maybe there's still some truth to it. I think this was a really good showcase. I don't normally work on TASs for Sonic games, but I'm really glad that Tallies kind of took me under his wing, and we got to work on this together. This was a ton of fun to work on.
Yeah, it was a very nice project. I would like to mention that although we did this project with a small team, we are always open with for other testers or speedrunners to help us out. So if you want to get involved with it, reach us out in Discord or Twitch, and we would be happy to get you involved with the project.
Remember, there's 3 other teams to TAS.
Oh yeah.
That's true.
Exactly.
So yeah, I guess last thing, yeah, if you want to learn more about TASes, be sure to visit tasvideos.org. If you think they're interesting, try them out. It's a little scary to try to get started working on a TAS for the first time, but just do it, just try it. It's a fun little, I don't know, it's a bit different from normal speedrunning. I enjoy it, and you might too. So, unless anybody has any other comments, I think that's it from us.
I wanted to add in, and if you wanted to see this game speedrun normally from RTA, we also have our own community Discord for Sonic Heroes if you would like to join. A bunch of channels for both PC and console, since the games are technically different in terms of the speedrun. So if you'd like to join and see more of that, feel free to join.
Great. So yeah, thank you,
It's a lot
GDQ, so
slower
much for
though, so
having us.
sorry. Or, you know, human hands and stuff, it's a lot slower, unfortunately. Yeah, thanks, GDQ.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.